She grew up believing her parents were angels, not because they were perfect, but because they were gone. Her aunt had raised her since the day she could remember. There was a terrible car accident, Aunt Grace would say, with a heavy sigh and eyes that avoided hers. They didn't make it, baby. And that was it. No funeral. No grave. Just a story and a single photo of her parents holding her as a newborn, her mother smiling, her father proud. Ava never questioned it. What reason did she have? Her aunt was all she had. But the sadness never left her. Every birthday felt incomplete. Every graduation, every big moment, she looked out into the crowd, wishing someone else was there. Someone who never showed up. She worked hard. Really hard. Took night shifts. Sold second-hand books. Fought for scholarships. She became a teacher, not because it paid much, but because she wanted to give children the love and patience she had craved her whole life. One evening, after a long day, she stopped by a small corner store. She was reaching for almond milk when a man next to her dropped his wallet. She picked it up and glanced at the ID card inside, and her whole world stopped. It was him. Same eyes. Same jawline. Same quiet seriousness. The man from her photo. Her hands trembled as she turned toward him. "Sir," she said softly, "I think I know you." He smiled politely. "I don't believe we've met." She took a deep breath, heart pounding. "I think, you're my father." In the silence that followed, everything she believed for 27 years began to unravel. He blinked, confused. "I'm sorry, what did you say?" Her voice shook as she handed him the photo she'd carried since she was 4. "This is you, this is the only picture I have of my parents. My aunt told me they died in an accident. But I've never stopped looking at your face." He took the photo, his hands trembling. His eyes scanned the image slowly, as if he were afraid to believe. Then his knees softened, and his face changed. Where did you get this?" he whispered. "I've had it my whole life," she replied. "My name is Ava." Ava rose. His lips trembled. He lowered the photo. "Ava. Ava Rose. You're alive." His voice cracked. He covered his face, sobbing into his palms, right there in the middle of the grocery aisle. "They told me, you both died. Your mother, and you. I was in a coma after the crash. When I woke up, your mother's sister said there was nothing left. No funeral. No baby. Just ashes." Ava couldn't breathe. Her eyes filled with tears. "You never came back for me. I didn't know you existed," he cried. "I searched for weeks. Hospitals, police. Nothing. She cut me off completely. I thought I failed you." The man fell to his knees, sobbing. Ava reached down, her own heart breaking, years of emptiness crashing into the present. She realized then. The woman who raised her, who smiled and said she loved her, had stolen her from the man who never stopped grieving. She lied, for 27 years, Ava whispered. The aisle was quiet. The world had just changed. Not with anger, but with a sudden, painful truth neither of them was ready for, yet both had been waiting to hear all their lives. They sat outside the store on a cold bench, their groceries forgotten. For the first time in her life, Ava saw her father cry, not because of pain, but because of her. "I don't understand," she said. "Why would she lie? Why would she keep us apart?" He stared at the ground, eyes hollow. She hated me. Your mother and I, we were young. Poor. But we loved each other. When the accident happened, I was driving. Your mother died instantly. I almost did too. I guess, maybe she blamed me. Ava's eyes filled with quiet rage. She told me you both died. She never even said your name. Her father looked up, face filled with heartbreak. I missed your first words, your first steps. I missed everything. She nodded, tears rolling freely now. And I missed you. Every day. Then, without thinking, she reached for his hand. It was rough. Calloused. A working man's hand. But it felt like home. I need time, she whispered. There's so much I need to process. But I don't hate you. I never could. He clutched her fingers like he was afraid she'd vanish again. You don't have to forgive me, but just let me be here. For the rest of it. She looked at him, long and hard. We'll see. One day at a time. A quiet smile broke across his face. That's more than I ever hoped for. In that moment, the past didn't vanish, but it softened. And in the space between grief and grace, something new began. A second chance. A beginning they were never supposed to have, but now did. That night, Ava sat on her bed holding the picture again, the one that had once been her only link to the parents she thought she'd lost. Now it meant something entirely new. She stared at the woman in the photo. Her mother. Her smile was kind, soft, forever frozen in time. Ava whispered, "He found me, Mom. He didn't forget." Then, she walked to her closet and pulled out a worn box. Inside were all the letters she had written to imaginary parents over the years, birthday wishes, college acceptance news, even heartbreaks. She tied them with a red ribbon and placed them in a small bag. Tomorrow, she would give them to her father. Let him read the pieces of her life he'd missed. Let him cry and smile and feel. She didn't know what would come next. She didn't know how to face her aunt, the woman who gave her a home, yet also stole something priceless. But what she did know was this: she wasn't alone anymore. A single truth, buried for nearly 3 decades, had changed everything. Ava texted him, "Lunch tomorrow?" His reply came instantly. "Anywhere. Anytime. I'll bring your favorite. Even if I don't know what that is yet." She smiled through her tears. Life doesn't always give you answers. But sometimes, it gives you back what you lost, when you need it most. A week later, Ava stood in front of a small community hall. Her father had asked if he could throw her a party, just for her. A celebration of all the milestones he missed. At first, she said no. But something in his eyes made her pause. So, she said yes. Inside the hall, there were handmade decorations, old pictures of Ava he'd managed to gather from social media, and a tiny banner that said, "Welcome home, Ava." He had cooked everything himself, even though he barely knew how. The food was burnt. The cake tilted. But to Ava, it was perfect. In the middle of the party, her father tapped a spoon on a glass. "I wasn't there when she graduated. I wasn't there when she turned 16. But today, I get to be here. And I just want to say, thank you, Ava. For letting me in, even when the door was locked for so long." The room fell silent. Ava walked to the front, eyes shining. She held up the red-ribboned letters. "These are for you," she said. "They're all the moments you missed. Every page is yours now." He opened the bundle with shaking hands. And as he began to read, the room filled with quiet tears. Ava took a deep breath. And one more surprise. I just got accepted into the PhD program I applied for, and I want you there at my graduation. Right in the front row. Her father choked back tears. I will be. I promise. The past didn't vanish. But that night, something magical happened. A broken family took its first breath again. Months passed. The seasons changed. Ava now had two families, one she grew up with, and one she rediscovered. Eventually, she faced her aunt. There were harsh words, long silences, and eventually, tears. Her aunt had reasons, selfish, scared, and broken ones, but reasons nonetheless. I was afraid you'd be taken from me, she said. You were all I had. Ava listened. Then said the hardest words of all, I forgive you. Healing wasn't instant. But it began. Ava's father never missed a moment again. Every weekend, they met. He learned her favorite coffee. She learned about the books he read when he missed her. And when her graduation day came, there he was, in a wrinkled suit, holding the loudest sign, with the proudest smile. Ava walked across that stage, degree in hand, heart full. At the dinner that followed, she handed him a small envelope. What's this? He asked. Open it, she smiled. Inside, was a sonogram. You're going to be a grandfather. His eyes widened. You're pregnant. She nodded, laughing through tears. And I want you in my child's life. From day one. He broke down. Again. But this time, in joy. They hugged, tighter than ever. A lost father. A found daughter. A new generation. And just like that, the story came full circle.